Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to year 2 of the Matt Report, courtesy of AM 930 WEOL and the Chronicle Telegram. I'm Tim Alcorn with the radio station WEOL, and of course, this is Shaun Bennett from the Chronicle Telegram, the area's best writer as far as local wrestling coverage is concerned. And once again, a huge thank you goes out to the Cobos Insurance Center for sponsoring the weekly video, the Matt Report, that we're glad to bring you. And we have another sponsor this year, Century 21 Deanna Family Realty, a real cool segment coming up later on in the Matt Report. Shaun, you've got video of a wrestler later on in the show.
Yeah, it's a definite fun segment I've been thinking about doing for years. It's something you can find on YouTube. I don't want to spoil it, but we're going to be doing it every week, which means I get to travel around county and get to see inside of some wrestling practice rooms. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So it's very appropriate that Century 21 Deanna Family Realty sponsors a move segment.
Yeah, my favorite move. My favorite move. It'll basically be the high school wrestlers in our area basically describing some of their favorite moves and giving us instructional video, step by step, on how they get it done.
That's really cool. Well, let's get things rolling. Actually, you are sporting the shirt where the wrestling season got rolling. They were rolling around on the mats at the Cobos Classic.
Yeah, one of the great season opening events held at Avon Lake High School every year. This was the 38th year of it. First year that it's been known as the Cobos Insurance Classic. Most people kind of remember it as the Knights of Columbus tournament. They flipped it over because Bob Cobos is so instrumental in things going around in Lorain County, but especially at Avon Lake. His son, John Cobos, is an assistant coach there at Avon Lake. But just a wonderful tournament. I covered it this weekend. Big thank you to Bob Cobos and Scott Peepers. They're obviously the ones who gave me one of the shirts. Great hospitality. I'm sure Matt Douglas from WEOL, we broadcast Friday night there at the school, was raving about the hospitality room. So yeah, great event. Teams did well. We had 9 of the 16 Lorain County teams there.
Wow.
Everybody did well. There was a lot of champs from our area, a lot of places from our area. We'll get more in depth into it on our weekly radio show, the recap show, but just an amazing performance by a lot of guys there.
Very, very cool. So again, thank you to the Cobos Insurance Center, not only for the weekly video, but the classic over at Avon Lake as well. Well, let's talk about some individual performances. Shaun, as we mentioned, the season is underway. Kind of give us your top 3, let's say, as far as who really stood out, or maybe that's a bad term to use on the wrestling mat, yeah, but who really shined on the mats.
Yeah, the top 3 performances of the week. We'll start with Jordan Greer from Avon. He's a junior. He was named the most valuable wrestler at the Cobos Insurance Classic. He won the 195-pound championship, went 3-0 on day 1 during the pool play with 3 pins. Then he had 2 pins to make it to the final, then won 3-1 in overtime against Bay's Matthew Cover. Matthew Cover placed 3rd in the state last year and was the projected state champion in Division II coming into the season. But Greer really kind of controlled the pace of the match, got in on Cover's legs late in the 3rd period, just couldn't bring him down. Did it again, took a nice shot, got in on his legs, wrapped around him, and took him to the mat in overtime to win that match. So a really impressive season opening performance by Jordan Greer.
And I know Nate Burnett really stood out for you from Elyria.
Nate Burnett, I'll tell you, he's a freshman. He comes in, first match is against a senior. And you'll see this in Friday's Chronicle preview section that I write, because we do a kind of a story on the 2 freshmen from Elyria. But he goes, that guy had a full-blown mustache. He says, I've never wrestled anybody with facial hair before. So he kind of had that eye-opening experience of wrestling a guy that was 3-4 years older than him, and he ends up getting a technical fall, and then goes ahead and pins in his second match against Tiffin Columbia. So great start for him with a pin and technical fall. Got 11 points for the Pioneers in that first 2 dual meets, so great start for him.
And we mentioned the Cobos Classic over at Avon Lake. There was also some wrestling over at Lorain High.
Yeah, the Titan Classic used to be the nationwide classic. It was a holiday tournament for years, and then they pushed it to a season opening tournament. And their standout sophomore, Brandi Crawford, won the title at 160 pounds, went 5-0 over the weekend.
Wow.
He was in a tough finals match where he was put on his back in the first period against Parma's Gavin Zile. He built that big lead because he had him on his back getting near fall points, and he said he was about a fraction of a second away from being pinned. He battled out of it, just kind of put on a technical clinic over the last 2 periods, ends up winning that final 17-10. So it's kind of a high-scoring, back-and-forth battle. So really impressive performance by Brandi Crawford.
All right, so those are the top three as Shaun Bennett witnessed them this past week going out and covering wrestling for the Chronicle Telegram. So here we go. This is a pretty cool segment as far as the Matt Report is concerned. And again, a great big thank you to the sponsor of this segment, Century 21, Deanna Family Realty. My favorite move. So set it up for us before we see the video.
Yes, this is going to be my favorite move with Elyria's Mick Burnett. Mick is a junior at Elyria. He's going to show you one of his favorite moves. He's a very technical wrestler. He's going to show you one of his favorite moves to earn 2 points on a takedown. So let's take a look.
So here we go. Here's the video with the Elyria's Mick Burnett.
All right, hi, I'm Mick Burnett. I'm a junior at Elyria High, and I'm going to show a duck under, which is one of my favorite moves. When I do mine, I like to get the guy moving either way. So I like to get in. I pull this way here, I step towards this leg, and then I come back to the right side and finish your double. So one more time here.
So as you see, he's got good moves. He's definitely a nice technical wrestler. He basically, I think last year, as a freshman, because he's a sophomore now, or he's a junior actually, but the last couple years, he's probably got about 20 takedowns for every pin that he's got over the course of the season. He just loves pouring on the points. Technical falls, I think, are kind of his specialty, but he's definitely a guy that knows the technique, so he kind of shows it right there.
That's very, very cool. So again, thanks to Mick for allowing Shaun to shoot the video, and of course, Coach Burnett. That's really cool that they're going to let you sit there and watch these guys and film these guys with their favorite move.
Yeah, and like I said, something I kind of got from an Elyria guy, Ben Darmstadt, did it at Cornell, where he's wrestling now, kind of showed that famous assassin move, which we've talked about in the past. He did a step-by-step, and I've since watched other tutorials from a lot of college wrestlers and even maybe some international wrestlers that wrestle for Team USA, where they break down moves instructionally for younger wrestlers. And I thought, why can't we do that with our local guys? They can show, some of the other wrestlers some of the things that they do.
Again, thanks, and of course, thanks to Century 21 Deanna Family Realty for sponsoring my favorite move. All right, let's talk about some big-time wrestlers as far as preseason rankings are concerned.
Yeah, going into the season, this is the first week, so one of the things we kind of like to get interested in is those preseason rankings, and I bet you can't guess which school has several state-ranked wrestlers.
Boy, I'd be stunned if their colors weren't red and white.
Right, yeah. Elyria just across the board. A couple of the freshmen I mentioned, Nate Burnett, but Peyton Fenton, younger brother of Brendan Fenton, the two-time state champion from Elyria. He's ranked number 5 at 106 pounds. Nate is ranked number 8 at 113 pounds. Although from talking to him, he may not ever go down to 113. I think he may be aiming at 120 because he started at 126. So he may not drop down that far. Dylan Shaver and Mick Burnett are both projected state champions this year. They're ranked number 1 in the state at their weights. So that should be interesting to see if they can hold that up and win a couple state titles for Elyria. Just a couple other ones, Matt Zuckerman, Jake Evans, Jordan Greer from Avon, which we talked about, Jack Resch from Avon, who didn't even wrestle last weekend because Avon played in that football game less than a week before. So he still needs a week or two under his belt. Daniel Buknavich from Midview, Peyton Bergdorf from Firelands, which we've mentioned on the Matt Report many times last year. Freshman from Wellington, Jeremiah McKee, and Justin Bell from Columbia, all ranked.
Wow. Great start as far as, recognition for Lorain County wrestlers.
Yeah, and, some of these guys will improve those rankings. Some of those may battle and struggle and may not live up to the seed. That's what makes it interesting. Those rankings, everybody will tell you, they don't mean anything, but it's nice to see how those guys, battle as far as those rankings go.
A new thing that we're going to do on the Matt Report this year is spotlight a coach during our weekly video. Of course, we had all the coaches a few weeks ago over at the Brew Kettle in Amherst for the WEOL Coaches Preview. There was a huge turnout, and a guy that we were really impressed with, the head coach of the Brookside Cardinals, Seth Houston. Tell us about Seth.
Yeah, and, we kind of asked some of the questions of these guys, and I kind of just jotted a few down from each one that we'll do each week. With Seth, I thought some of the fun things were his high school highlight. He wrote down beating his brother in a match during practice in high school. That was one of his big highlights. He also mentioned that Ken Weaver, former Avon Lake head coach, was the one who got him into wrestling, and the other coaches who have influenced him are Mike McCulley, Gary Soros, and Dick Bonacci. His favorite move to teach young wrestlers is the spiral, which, I'm not 100% on technique, but I think that's a good, fun move to get guys down as well. Favorite college program is Edinboro. Favorite high school tournament is the district tournament, the Division II district tournament for Brookside. And a fun fact about Seth Houston, he has 4 daughters. So family time is really important for him.
That's really, really cool. I guarantee you, though, he's teaching those daughters some wrestling moves. Guarantee you.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
You see females now wrestling.
Oh, all the time. Almost every team has like a girl wrestling on the mat. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if he had all 4. And he's probably teaching them too fashion, because I'll tell you, there's nobody more fashionably dressed than Seth Houston at a wrestling tournament. You got some guys in there just kind of like their t-shirts, jeans. We also mentioned Vinny Corelli with his shorts. He likes running around. Seth has got the press shirt, the sweater vest. I mean, he very much this kind of look, but he's always got the slack. I mean, he's always dressed to the T, so he's really impressive.
Not just wearing a T-shirt like
not
you
just
are.
like a T-shirt. No, not like this. More like this. Yes.
All right, let's talk a little trivia, some wrestling trivia. Shaun, what do you got for our viewers?
Yeah, just want to give a couple tidbits every week, and then give the viewers a question, a trivia question that we will answer the following week. So the ones I had was to open this segment for the first week. First state tournament was held in 1938 at John Hay High School in Cleveland. The first Lorain County wrestler to win a state championship was Elyria's Walter Keith at 155 pounds in 1963, and the only Lorain County team to win a state championship was Elyria. It was the Class AAA championship in 1973. Now the question for you is, on that championship team, who was the Pioneers wrestler, the one Pioneers wrestler who won a state title that year? And the hint we'll give you is it was at 126 pounds.
So 1973,
1973. Yep.
126 pounds. Who was it? All right. Well, if you were watching Shaun and I do Diamond Chat last spring, we had a lot of fun with a segment we called Walk Off. Each week, we would interview a softball player or a baseball player, just some fun facts. So we're going to do it again this wrestling season during our Matt Report. Shaun's going to interview a wrestler every week, and we're going to call the segment Pin Down. Right?
Right. We got to keep it the theme right. So, I'll try to pin down a wrestler each week. We're going to have fun facts or fun questions. It's going to be a fun interview just to let you know a little bit more about the wrestler, besides his wrestling accomplishments and stuff like that.
So who will be on this week's Pin Down?
Yeah, our opening segment will be North Ridgeville's Matt Caraszi. Kind of caught up with him at the Cobos Insurance Classic, and we had a fun talk.
All right, so Matt's coming up next. In the meantime, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Matt Report, brought to you by the Cobos Insurance Center. Shaun, thanks to you. We don't hear him during the wrestling recaps, but a huge thank you to Bruce Bishop. Biggest thanks goes to you, the viewers. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, Matt Caraszi of North Ridgeville is up next on the Pin Down segment, so enjoy that, and thanks for watching.
Okay, wrestling fans, I've pinned down Matt Caraszi, North Ridgeville senior. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing great.
All right, we're just going to ask you some kind of questions, just kind of anything that comes to your mind here. Let's start with, what is your favorite college wrestling program?
I don't watch college wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about your favorite singer or band that you like to listen to while you're cutting weight?
Probably King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
What is it again?
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
What kind of music is that? What genre?
It's like rock.
Rock and roll, regular rock?
Mm-hmm.
How about, what is the last gift you gave somebody?
Love.
Love?
Love.
What is your personal record for pizza slices eaten in one sitting?
22.
22?
22.
Is that like 3 larges?
It was at CC, so it was a 2.
Oh, okay, so like one of the pizza
22,
buffets?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Do you watch YouTube?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite like YouTube personality?
Crazy Russian Hacker.
Crazy Russian Hacker?
Yeah.
What kind of things do they do on that
Like gadget
channel?
reviews and stuff.
Oh, what is it?
Gadget reviews.
Reviews and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, what is your favorite drink?
Probably Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
All right, and if you could put yourself in a video game, which one would it be?
Probably GTA 5.
GTA 5. That's Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah.
Seems a little dangerous.
Yeah. I live dangerous.
All right, man, I really appreciate it for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you.